Good evening, viewers, and welcome to this edition of NTV Sports Page. It's Friday, the 27th of January, and I'm Curtis Morton. In our headlines, Alexandra Richards gives and she also receives. And in our feature for this evening, it's the Gingerland Secondary School Road Relay in focus. We'll take this break and I'll be right back.
I'm Zach Harmon.
And I'm Denise Golden.
And you are watching NTV 8.
Well, I'm back and we start with some sad news in cricket. Dominica, Windward Islands and Combined Islands and even West Indies mid-order batsman Irving Schillingford has passed away. And so we remember the great man because he made many centuries for the Combined Islands and 1 or 2 for the West Indies team, even though his test career was short-lived. He died in Dominica at age 78. So saluting the great man, Irving Schillingford. Now to football and Alexandra Richards, the young lady who was awarded the Sports Excellence Award last year, 2022. Well, she has decided not only to do the Girls Can Play program, but she has gone a little further. She went to 2 schools in her neighborhood within the Bath community and presented footballs yesterday. She presented firstly to the Maud Smith Preschool and then later to the Nevis Academy. And we say thank you so much, Alexandra, for your kind gesture. Continue to keep up the good works.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Alexandra Richards, and I am the current recipient of the Youth Impact 12 Sports Excellency Award. And as a recipient of the award, we had to do a project where you have to do a program based on the area that you receive the award in. So I did a Girls Can Play football program. So I wanted to donate 2 balls to some of the preschools so they can have fun and enjoy the game of football. Thank you.
Put the ball. Come, Victoria. Form a line. Form a line. Form a line. Form. So you choose the ball and you get to kick it. Form a line. Kick the ball to the hoop. Kick it to me. Kick the ball to the hoop. Wow, she scored a goal. First practice, she scored a goal. Put it back and then your friend.
Speaking of Alexandra, well, she gave and she also received. She should have left the Nevis earlier today, off to Cuba, as she has landed a scholarship to do a degree in physical education. She should have left the Nevis earlier today, off to Cuba, as she has landed a scholarship to do a degree in physical education. Permanent Secretary Kevin Barrett and Jamia Claxton were present yesterday when they gave her some gifts as she was preparing to travel. Let's take in this.
Greetings to all who are watching. I'm proud to be here this afternoon to speak on behalf of the Department of Sports. One of our own, Miss Alexandra Richards, is going to be going off to study in Cuba, and I must say how proud I am of her. I've been working with Alexandra for a number of years now. I often refer to her as one of our gems, and I'm delighted that she has taken the step to upgrade herself, build her capacity, and come back and serve Nevis with distinction. So, on behalf of the Department of Sports, I'm very proud of you. I will now call on the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Sports, Youth Education et al. To give some remarks.
Thank you very much, Mr. Director of Sports, Jamia. And it's indeed a delightful moment for me to stand here with Alexandra, the lady of the moment. And every time I stand with you, it seems as if I am in a position to give you some accolades. Just recently, you would have launched the Girls Can Play project. And once again, I commend you for doing that. And it tells me that you have a heart for people. And so now I am hearing well, understanding that you will be going off to Cuba. And that is also another big step. And the Ministry of Education, which has now subsumed the Department of Sports, Department of Youth, and we had, prior to now, the IT department and the library services. So our ministry has grown. But I'm delighted that it has grown in a way that would help us to touch more lives. And Alexander, you are one of those individuals who have the full support of the Ministry of Education, now subsuming the Ministry of the Department of Sports. And I want to say on behalf of all at Education, and especially the Minister, he sends his apology. He wanted to be here this afternoon, but he is otherwise engaged. But we are delighted that you are making this step. And we know how important it is to make better of yourself. Jamia and I would have studied at the same university, not at the same time, but we would have traveled many, many miles to, as they would say, better ourselves. And we know that making that transition into a new environment, it could be difficult. And so what we would have done, I know we would have spoken to you a little bit earlier, and you would have indicated that one of the things that you believe that would make your transition to Cuba much easier is if you would have had some food supplies and other toiletries and things like that. So the Ministry of Education, Department of Sports, Department of Youth, we would have gone ahead and done some shopping for you. So when you reach to Cuba, you wouldn't have the difficulty in feeding yourself for at least a week or two, because I think we would have done a healthy shopping for you, and we are hoping that this would give you a good platform in which to make that transition, and we expect nothing less than the best from you, Alexander, and we know that you have the capability of doing just that. So on behalf of the Minister, Honorable Troy Liburd, and all at the Ministry of Education, Department of Education, Department of Sports, Department of Youth, at IT, at Library Services, you have the full support of the team, and we wish you all the best.
Greetings. I would like to say a special thank you to the Department of Sports for always supporting me, and every time there is an opportunity, Jamia always calls me and tell me to go out and learn as much as possible. I want to say thanks to the Ministry of Education, Human Resources, and some persons, Zwani Morton and Mrs. Jones. They were the ones who sent me the form to go and apply, and once I did, I went to Human Resources, and Shelley Liburd, she was the one who helped me, and she always messaged me to tell me, bring the stuff before the deadline. And she did not know Spanish, and she went on Google to translate all of the documents. So I am very thankful for that, and I am also thankful for my friends, family, role models, and persons who have been messaging me and wishing me all the best. And thank you.
Alexandra will be pursuing a degree in physical education, and as we know, physical education is an important and integral component to our development, especially of our young people here in Nevis. So we know Alexandra is going to go, learn, do her best, and come back and pass on the knowledge she would have gained in her studies.
We go to break, and when I come back, we'll have our feature for this evening.
Welcome to Nevis.
It's easy to believe that all Caribbean islands are the same until you visit Nevis.
Nevis is the Caribbean of a bygone era.
You will enjoy a most intimate vacation on Nevis. You're only a stranger here once. we offer exclusive and barefoot luxury stays.
With only 400 hotel rooms, our island may be exclusive,
but the warm, genuine and friendly welcome is just everywhere.
We look forward to meeting you.
Visit nevisisland.com.
Well, I'm back, and athletics is in the spotlight. The Gingerland Secondary School hosted its annual cross-country relays or road runs on Wednesday. This evening, that is our focus as we go to the Gingerland Secondary School. The road started at the Gingerland Secondary School gate. They went across the main road, made a left turn at Briners, went up through Rollins, through Zetlands, back to the main road, and then back to the school. It certainly created some excitement. Let's take in this. Nicely, greenhouse. He's really looking strong. And Reg on Fifield has pulled up, starts to run again, but he's in second, which is not bad at all, knowing that it's a grueling run. This would always be a grueling run, but this athlete still maintaining a very good stride, even though this is a testing hill here. He ain't blowing from here though, he's blowing hard. So I think Rejon's mommy is there. And Rejon must be saying, can I get a lift? And she's saying you better run. So he's starting to run again. Got a little bit of water too.
Suppose you eat him?
Let's coming up the hill now. Rejon still looking pretty strong, starts to walk again. But this athlete at the top, he hasn't stopped. Very determined indeed. You can see his legs are getting a little heavy, but he's still going along, maintaining a pretty steady clip. And I guess he's one of the top athletes at the school as well. I wonder if he's a sprinter as well. Not a sprinter by a long shot, says Cameron. Just the response tells me that no, he won't be sprinting on sports day. So, but you stay in your lane, you stay in your zone, you do what your talents allow you to do. And this is it. So he's leading away. John.
Push it, let me go.
Push it, she says. Push it. Greenhouse all the way. So coming up the hill now. Still hasn't stopped. This youngster ran earlier. He's encouraging his teammate. Encouraging his teammate there. You know, still celebrating. Yeah, fresh legs on the track now. You know, it's again, she says.
She knows the
So he's right on us, right on us. And so he has to deal with 16 acres. How does he handle it? How will he handle it? We'll have to wait and see. Well, Red House has passed off.
Exactly when you like your back. Once you get back, you
coming up this hill, he's going to have a bit of a test here now. Let's see how he handles it. I don't lie, but he's not a fan of the zigzag thingy in the hill. Says it's a waste of time. This guy is not zigzagging, but he hasn't reached a real journey yet in terms of the hill. So, still looking strong. Oh, here's where we're gonna see how good he is. Let's see how good he is. My goodness, it almost seems as if he increased his pace. No. Does this guy work on solar energy, geothermal energy, or energize a battery? Because he He's increasing his pace. This guy is increasing his pace. Where people normally stop and slow down and walk, this guy looks as if, well, now you could see a bit of more test now. You could see the legs start to get a little heavy here, but he's still huffing and puffing. And my niece, Charmin, she's green all the way. No, I don't know if Charmin was an athlete, but Charmin is a coach, I could tell you that. Charmin is coaching. And you listen to Charmin and think that Charmin used to coach Usain Bolt. And he's responding. He's responding here. He's responding. He hasn't stopped. So that's good coaching. Yeah, that's good coaching. Whatever Charmin told him, he hasn't stopped. And that's serious coaching.
If he walk, he just demand a walk.
You know, as I mentioned, he starts to walk now. Those legs starting to get a bit heavy. And as I mentioned, we're going to get back to that. Charmin tells him to start running again. They're going to pass off by Pittyman's area. So here goes. So now he's back in control of himself, allowing the hill to just slide him down. But once they start hitting the ground so hard, you know that there's a little problem, but he's still going along nicely. Still going along nicely. He has done very well indeed. He has done very well indeed. Established a good lead. Have fresh legs now. And that Ken it is. He is a fast bowler and a strong fast bowler too. Running very stoutly for the moment. Now, as I mentioned, Usain Bolt. It is very funny that Usain Bolt, who is probably the best sprinter the world has ever known, was outrun by a lady in a wheelchair. I mean, that's mostly amazing. But yes, Ken, approaching us now, looking really strong. We'll have to see how it works out as he goes up the little incline there at Zetlands. That's normally a bit of a test. I've seen some of the other guys handle it very well. Ken looks strong. Very strong indeed. So, along stoutly. So, these guys train very hard for the Brown Hill cricket team. So, he should be pretty fit. There he goes. Ken. Still nice smooth strides. Really strong strides. No slowing up, no easing up the pressure. The others are not in sight by a long shot. He actually has to hold a little bit of brakes as he comes right on us here. Turns the corner just about now. And still looking really strong. Now he's fighting a little bit here as he's blowing hard now. So I guess the pressure now hitting him. After a while you realize that you really don't work with solar energy. You're still a human being. And it starts to hit home. And Shirley Wilkes says she knows she can do it. So that's Coach Shirley Wilkes for your information. So Ken moving along nicely. So Ken still with us, definitely telling himself, and this is a little incline I was telling you about, and he's digging deep. He's not going to walk. It's obvious that he has made up his mind he's going to complete this running. The batting station is just up ahead. Just up ahead. So he's going to make this pass just now. would be interesting to see if they have anybody better than this for that final leg. But then it's all about strategic. Oh, he's
Come on,
going to
right
walk.
there.
He's almost there, but the pressure taking toll, and he decides that he's going to walk a little. Yeah, really tired. So he now pushes off for that final couple of meters. That hill I told you, that hill here at Zetland, it takes a toll on some people.
Here, Pastor?
So it would be interesting to see who is going to finish this race. That's a red, it's a call, but I don't think it's red, it's all green. And well, this guy takes the baton with a lot of style.
This is a low.
Who's it coming down? So, green socks and all. Green turban. You can see that a lot of people from Nevis visiting Dubai recently. So, not yet. So, greenhouse, large and in charge. So, green pulling brakes here because that hill, he has to handle it well. Because he had so much speed that he literally had to hold brakes coming down. And he managed to do it without falling over, so back on level pegging now, taking his time, striding nicely. He knows he has a long lead, but he still can't relax though. Again, holding a bit of brakes as he approaches the main road. Traffic pretty much clear here. Now he has the flat. And he's pushing out nicely, still with some good strides. So very good strides for the moment as we come across, heading down towards Chicken Stone. And still moving along nicely, battling his left hand, right hand pumping. As we approach Chicken Stone. Relaxes slightly. Doesn't even have to look back because I'm not even sure if this other baton has been passed off as yet. I mean, he has a long lead. So he's moving really well for the time being. We're still not seeing a second athlete in view. Well, you know when we're going to hear the cheers in the region of Old Manor? Oh, we understand. Yes, Red has just passed Chicken Stone, so that means Red would have covered some good distance at a pretty fast clip. But the lead is so long that something has to go drastically wrong for Red to catch up. It has to be a virtual miracle. There is Red all the way back there, and it's a long distance to travel, but you could see that the Red House athlete is giving it his all. But Green maintaining that steady pace, large and in charge. Coming through Bowen Bridge now. You're going to hear some cheers. The Red has done really well because he had a long distance to catch up. He has shortened that distance slightly. And Greenhouse though is not helping him or helping the cause of Red because he's maintaining that very steady clip. And he's doing really well. So once he got that baton, it was literally as if he started celebrating even before he took it. And he literally knows that he's way ahead of the crowd. So, coming downhill now towards the Methodist Church. And Still very strong. He paced himself so well in this hill that he didn't have to literally hold brakes. He's just striding it out nicely. So you get the impression as if, based on what we saw when he took the baton, that he's gonna do something fancy when he sees the crowd close to the school. I don't know what he's gonna do, but something tells me as we get the applause here at Old Manor. So something tells me that. Well, I don't think he has the energy to somersault, but I think he's gonna do something. So coming down nicely. Getting past market shop just about now, and round of applause, getting some encouragement. He starts to push out once more. He's pushed, look at that, thumbs up. I told you so. A little bit of a thumbs up. He's totally in charge. He actually looked at the fan and thumbs up. Now let's see what he's gonna do when he approaches the schoolyard, because I feel he's gonna do something else. Maybe a dance, who knows? Let's see. It's coming through. Let's see, watching him closely to see what the reaction is. He looks back for the first time in a long time. Now he knows. It's showtime, folks. Showtime. Let's see what he's going to do here. As he approaches the crowd, they're cheering him on. They're cheering him on. Strides going up the hill. Totally in charge. Greenhouse has done it. And then we have the next athlete coming through. A bit of an entourage. So here's the athlete getting some encouragement. Red House, his teammates encouraging him. So all of his teammates deciding to run alongside him to make sure that he completed the race safely. And he has done pretty well.
When you want zigzag, you want twice.
Looks like the other male athletes, two have come in already. So this is the third one. We haven't seen any of the females as yet. So coming in now to complete this race.
Them girls have a good team. Them girls have a good team.
Cheers here as it comes on. Blue House athlete being encouraged. We're going to see the first female coming through. Cheers, girl. She starts to walk. Nice to be around her. There's an athlete pretty close to her as well. So if only she can push out, but she starts to run again. So she's stopping again. She's tired. Really tired. The Greenhouse athlete is closing the gap. They realize that we have a race on here. We have a serious race on here. Can she cover that distance? Blue is really struggling. Green is trying to come through. The crowd is into it. The crowd is into it. It's going to be a tight one to the finish. She's giving it to all the second placer. What's showing on? What's showing on? This is a race. Blue is gone. Blue is gone. She's going to let it catch it. She's going to let it catch it. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Blue has pulled away. Oh, Green has gone down. They really pushed her too hard. Blue has pulled away. So Green has gone down. Overexerted herself, being cheered on by the expectant crowd, and she went down. It's as if her feet not allowing her to go any further. Now, how legit is this in terms of help to the finish line? I don't know if this is legitimate.
Exactly.
So, well, she has pulled away now to finish on her own, and she is literally dragging herself across the finish line. Well, we have the Red House athlete coming through. So, the Red House athlete is coming.
But what they could have done, right? The Red was so far behind, right? Leave her there. Find out what do we have to do.
So, here she comes. Here she comes. She is running through now to secure third place, but it could well turn out to be second place if the second place athlete is disqualified. Here she comes. Obviously tired. And she's gonna probably walk it in from here. Or she decides to do a bit of a run to finish. Well, that's our package for this evening and indeed for the week. I am Curtis Morton, reminding you that you can watch sports if you're not fit. But to play sports requires fitness, diligence, and sacrifice. Have a good night.